Let's see it then. You've slam dunked it.
I think there's a picture of me before I was even one. Like my dad was putting in the lounge, and I'm like holding the shaft while he's trying to putt, like underneath him.
Right, so it's a family thing then.
So yeah, my dad played golf, and I got into golf from that. So I think when I was about 3, he had one of his clubs cut down.
Right.
So obviously a small, his driver cut down, and I used to hit balls in the back garden.
Right, and where was this you grew up in?
Worcestershire.
Right, okay.
And the garden seemed like it was quite large, and how long it is now, but it seemed like it was quite a long way when I was that little. So I used to hit balls down the garden all the time.
Was that a steel shaft, like steel shaft you had cut down
steel,
like this big?
Yeah, and the old like small driver heads, it's like a very good head now.
Right, let's knock this one in, give you that. Poor read that from me.
Yeah.
Great roll.
I'm the caddy.
Happy with that?
A little left, but it should be around the green.
Did you get good quick? Because I look at a lot of golfers now, you look at someone like a Rory who was a wonder kid, and then you maybe look at some other golfers who are maybe like a Joel Damon who's come to light now, who's a, you know, just good at golf and just sort of seems to be ticking along. What did, you know, OJ at 34 handicap to the next stage look like?
I was pretty good very young. I picked it up very quickly.
What did you, in sort of a couple of years then, was it down into single digits?
Yeah, it was, I think 10.
10 you off single figures?
Maybe even getting close, I might have been back into 9.
And at that point, are people maybe starting to like talk in your ear a little bit, or was there expectation put on you, or how did, you know?
No, I don't think so.
Just sort of loving playing golf, getting better every day, and hitting golf balls and just enjoying the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at what point did it sort of twig like that, right, I'm pretty good at this?
I knew from when I was about 8 that it was what I wanted to do for a living.
Yeah. That early?
Yeah, I was pretty determined pretty quickly.
Wow. That's impressive, 8 years old, and you know, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So takeaway on your game, if I was looking from an outside point, I think excellent ball striker. Driver is impressively long. Putting as well, that really impressed me. I noticed you had a wear mark on your putter actually. But would you say that you're quite I would say organised would be a good way to describe your game. You know yardages down to a T. Yeah, you know your flights, and you're very sort of poignant in what you're doing. You think, right, this is the shot, sort of a very process-based person.
Yeah, a lot of the time. I think, but I'm very good at using feel as well, like on days like today. Yeah. In this type of wind. Yeah. Just because you know a club's going to do a certain thing. Yeah. You know, it's not going to do that in these conditions. Yeah. So I think I like to play with feel and flight it down, or, you know, maybe go up a couple clubs, and then just hit soft, let's take it out of the sky. So I think, as well as obviously having I know what this club does, I feel like I can use that creativity to hit different distances and different shots. Right, so 75 yards here. Yep. Area that a lot of amateurs are struggling with. Yeah. What would your sort of staples, your basics be, your go-tos every time from this sort of area? So I have a half swing, a three-quarter swing and a full swing, which are my stock numbers. Yeah. Very rarely do you get a stock number on a golf course. Yeah. Yeah, I think it just takes a lot of practice. Yeah. I think that's the problem with a lot of amateurs. Under practice part of the game, isn't it? It's probably the most important part of the game for everybody. Yeah. Because obviously the further you hit it, the more of these you'll have. You know, like you. If you can't get to par fives, you're going to have a lot of them. Yeah. But then I guess for amateur golfers, it's like if they're hitting the trees, they've got to chip out, probably going to be around this distance. And as they get older and don't hit the balls far, they're probably going to need this to. Yeah, and it's not a part of the game where, like yourself, what are you, 6'4"? Yeah. You know, you don't need to be jacked, massive, long to do it. We just need the right attributes in terms of your feel and technique to do it, and we can hopefully all get it round about this distance. So yeah, let's see it then. Lovely clip. Hit the base of the hole. Actually, you've slam dunked it.
How good's that? So having a system actually works then, OJ. That is pure evidence. A slam dunk and out. That is quality. That is quality. Were you happy with that one? Not the probably ball going away from the hole, but
not happy with the result maybe, but it was a good shot.
Execution was good.
Yeah, the execution was pretty perfect.
Brilliant. Unlucky there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice to see it be executed, but you've got to.
That's golf.
Yeah. Deal with what you dealt. What you seeing here, much or?
Right to left, down the hill.
Yeah.
Turn a little bit more at the end.
Do you practice? How much like of a percentage is put in practice for you out on the golf course, or when you're practicing?
Short game is the majority of my practice. I'd say 150 yards in.
Yeah.
Probably takes up 70 or maybe more percent of my time.
Yeah.
So yeah, putting probably, you know, as you say, break that into thirds. It's talking 25%, 20%.
Wow.
You know.
Softly. Yeah, nice roll. Nice roll down that hill.
This is the most memorable hole out here. Yeah, I mean the golf course, some beautiful golf holes out here, but this one, you know, I think when you leave, this is one that stands in your mind for sure.
Yeah, it's quite challenging, isn't it? What are we from here? 108?
240 to the pin from
240, here. Right. That is a beauty, if that's the right number.
It's all over it.
Talk us through a little bit of bag setup while we're up here. What's made you go for, it's the 221s you've got here, obviously the bladed club. Forgiveness aspect, is that not something that's forefront in your mind?
No,
Are you more about workability?
Yeah, workability. I used to spin, well I still spin the ball obviously.
Yeah, because of speed.
Because of speed, so that had better spin numbers than obviously going to maybe a cavity or something that's a bit more forged. Yeah. And it's, I think I like that I can work it more, I can flight it more and have more control over it, so that was something I really liked. Okay,
and then if we just looked at one of the irons, as a setup, talk us through from grip to head, what are we going?
Well, they're half an inch longer to start with, obviously a bit taller.
Yeah.
I have mid-sized grips with 4 layers of tape underneath.
Right, so it's nearly basically a jumbo then?
Yeah, a little bit. I have obviously quite big hands.
Yeah.
And then I've got a C-tape of 130Xs in there.
Okay.
Which are hard stepped.
Right, okay.
So again, take some spin off.
Yeah. So they'll play quite stiff then?
Yeah, they are stiff for even a stiff shaft.
And a heavier 130. Yeah. And then you've got 3 iron, 4 iron.
3 through to the wedge in the
wedge.
In the 221s.
And then into wedges 52, 56, 60.
Yeah, they're all the actual loft.
Right. And how often do you get through wedges? Obviously, you practice. You say, what was it, 70% of your?
Yeah, pretty quickly. That's a practice set. I try to keep a practice set when I'm obviously practicing.
Oh, so then
to
you'll
save
have a set
the
that you'll change
grooves,
into
to save the grooves, because otherwise I probably need every sort of 4 to 6 weeks. I'll need a new set otherwise.
Wow, that quickly.
Yeah, I hit a lot of wedges. So.
Then when you get up to the top end of the bag, does this change a bit depending on where you're going?
I obviously have 3-wood, 5-wood hybrid.
Yeah.
I have a couple different versions of a 2-iron. So I have the older MP20 HMB 2-iron.
Yeah.
I then have the new Mizuno Pro, the black head one, which I have in the 1, which is a really, really strong one.
Yeah, is that for more linksy style?
Yeah, I haven't actually had to use it yet,
because
I haven't really had wind strong enough for. And then I have the 2-iron.
Yeah.
Then hybrid, which is a 2-iron loft.
Yeah.
5-wood, and then obviously the 3-wood. 3-wood very rarely comes out.
Yeah, more of a staple.
Just because
it's tee a bit or into.
Yeah, because it goes so far. Because it goes so far.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily need it. So on a day, I knew coming here with it being windy and cold.
Yeah.
I kind of need it because the ball's not flying as far.
Okay.
So hybrid or 5-wood generally are what would go in.
Yeah. And setup wise on this, we've got a 15 with lower, so that's down to 14.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And then shaft wise, 6.5 TX 70.
Yeah.
So quite heavy-ish.
Yeah.
Stiff.
It's pretty stiff. Yeah.
And same in the 5-wood.
Same in the 5-wood.
Same in the 5-wood.
And then I have an Adilla Tour.
Yeah.
In the hybrid and the 2-iron and the 1.
Bit heavier those, I would imagine.
Yeah, they
so
are.
Not popping up as much.
Yeah.
Driver, the big dog.
Yep.
Similar. Obviously, you mentioned you're liking X. You've gone to this head now.
Yeah.
setup here, is that slightly lower?
Lower and slightly upright.
Okay, so that's playing what, maybe 9 degrees?
No, I think it's...
Is it 8.5?
8.5 or 8.25.
Right, okay.
It's 40, just over 44 inches.
Okay, so it's a bit shorter.
Yeah.
Interesting.
More control.
Never tried the longer one?
I've hit 2 shots with whatever the long drive.
Yeah,
it feels really strange. No.
Yeah, not for you.
I don't need to, I was looking to hit it in the fairway and keep it straight, so shorter definitely was a good way to go. 6.5,
T100, low spin, 75 grams, so you need speed to work that one.
Yeah.
Nice, not a bad set of clubs you've got there then.
Yeah, it does the job really well.
All right. Let's go and find this golf ball down there.
I think it was always, the end goal's always been get to the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
So obviously going into college I was obviously hoping that I would have done well enough to sort of have this opportunity that guys like Morikawa and Hovland got, where they got some starts out of college and then I turned that into a card, and obviously I didn't do that.
And how have you found then competing out in Europe, Asia, compared to the conditions you would face in America? Because I would imagine from what I've seen of college golf, the courses are amazing, you're getting flown, to where you want to go, you've got treatment rooms, everything, as where I would imagine, being a sort of a solo business out on Challenge Tour, it's a light year away from that.
No, Challenge Tour is very similar to college golf in terms of, there's a physio there, but obviously you have the coaches kind of organising everything for you, like where you can eat dinner, so you have to do that yourself. So that's a bit, that's different obviously. We used to have our college tournament at Erin Hills, which had the US Open, and then we play other golf courses that have had the PGA Tour events or, big, I think we played courses that have had WGC events and all sorts, so you get to play a wide variety of different courses.
Not a bad life.
Pretty good. No, it was not.
Not a bad life. Pro golf has got so many different tours going on in sort of the levels below DP, and it seems like there's a bottleneck of good talent coming. What do you think about that, and like how do you see yourself getting, being the one that sort of gets out of there?
Yeah, I think it just comes down to, I did obviously, I played obviously clutch obviously during the COVID year, and then like I say, got some starts, moved that into challenge. But for me, I think I don't really think of it that way. I just look at it as like,
be good at what you do.
I know how good I am.
Yeah.
I have the belief in myself, and it's like as long as I do the right things, I'll get where I want to get to.
Wow.
Little play.
Well, that was decent. What speed do you reckon you were then?
I don't know, it felt pretty stiff.
Yeah. So obviously full bag of Mizuno there. How did you come to being in the team Mizuno?
So Luke Donald was one of my favourite players when I was really young growing up. So I always used to have the visor on. Yeah. Spiky hair on the top.
Did you tint it blonde?
No, I had really blonde hair when I was young, so I kind of got away with it.
Yeah.
And then had Mizuno stand bag and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'd always, so the head pro at my golf club had MP32 irons.
I had a set of them. They were
class.
They
used to look so good. So I used to, if I used to go out and play with them, play with him, I used to try and he would let me hit them.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my first experience with Mizuno, and then got the opportunity to come down and have a fitting after I got done with college. Yeah. With Alex, and
have you found
it? In love with everything since, and everyone who's within the company, and it was just a perfect fit for me.
How do you find driver then at the minute?
I love the driver at the minute. I think if they just keep managing to make it better every year. Yeah. It's just a little more forgiving. I think we've got it dialed in now. I went from the Z to the X just because of just looking on track and the numbers. It just changed the face angle a little bit, the way at impact.
Right. Okay.
Which just allowed me, because the Z just stayed a little more open through the hip.
Yeah.
Took my draw away. Yeah. So it wasn't an issue, but I like to see that draw.
You want to see that turn a little bit on it.
The X just obviously allowed me to get my draw back, and
right.
It's probably a mile an hour faster.
Wow.
Off the face.
Yeah.
Ball speed wise. But yeah, no, the new driver has been fantastic so far.
It definitely works here. Well, that was a 470 yard hole, and you've got a 150 in there.
Yeah.
And it's about 3 degrees now, so definitely doing the trick for you. Oh, beautiful strike. Beautiful. Great swing.
Thank you.
Great swing.